Hello students, do you love visiting a garden or a park? Of course, most of you love to do this. So today, let's have a visual trip to a garden. Now, tell me children, what did you observe in a garden? Right, we saw different types of flowering plants with beautiful and attractive colors, and also fruit-bearing plants like coconut tree, papaya and many more. But I have a small doubt in my mind that how these different types of plants grow in such a large number. Let's find out the reason behind this. As we all know that we came from our parents, in the same way plants also come from their parents, and the term which is used for this process is known as reproduction. Let's see what reproduction is. We can define reproduction as a process in which a new individual is produced from their parents. So, now we are going to study the chapter Reproduction in Plants. Reproduction in plants takes place through two different processes, that is, asexual reproduction and asexual reproduction. What are these asexual and sexual reproduction? Asexual reproduction is a type of reproduction in which new individuals develop from a single parent, and sexual reproduction is a mode of reproduction that involves fusion of male gametes and female gametes. There must be a question in your mind that what are these gametes? Gamete is a microscopic structure involved in the process of sexual reproduction. Now let's discuss about asexual reproduction in details. There are mainly four types of asexual reproduction. These are vegetative reproduction, budding, fragmentation and spore formation. Let's start with the process of vegetative reproduction. Now, what does the term vegetative means? Right, vegetative is something that is related to parts of plant. We all know that plant consists of leaves, fruits, flowers, stem and roots. So, the type of reproduction in which roots, stem, leaves and buds are involved to produce new individuals is called vegetative reproduction. Students, have you ever seen the use of stem to grow new plants? Of course, yes. There are many such plants which we see in our day-to-day life, like rose, money plant, champa, etc. In this picture, you are able to see that there are four pieces of rose stem that are buried in the soil, and each cut stem develops into a new rose plant. Similarly, same process is used in case of champa and money plant to develop new plant. Students, do you know whether potato is a root or a stem? I know you must be thinking that potato is a root as it is found inside the soil. But actually, it is a modified form of a stem. As it is a stem, it is also used to produce new individuals. In this picture, you can observe that the surface of the potato is not smooth. There are many small depressions or scars on it. These scars are also known as eye or bud. So, to develop new potato plant, the potato is cut into number of pieces and each piece must contain one eye. And when these pieces are buried in the soil, they grow into new plants. In this picture, you can see plant growing from an eye. Like potato, ginger and turmeric are also modified form of stem which can produce new plant from an eye or a bud. Children, now we are going to see how leaf of a plant helps in the process of reproduction. In this picture, we observe that small buds are present on the margins of the leaves. The buds are developed into new plant. The leaf which you have seen has come from a plant known as bryophyllum. I am going to show you a picture of Spirogyra. When this plant is observed under microscope, they appear like this. It is the structure of Spirogyra. Here, the parental body breaks into two or more parts or fragments, and each part develops into new Spirogyra. So, from this we conclude that the type of reproduction in which the parental body breaks into two or more fragments and each piece further develops into a new individual. Such type of reproduction is called fragmentation. Students, look at this picture and observe it carefully. What did you observe? Yes, it is nothing but a bread which you love to eat in your breakfast. But what has happened to this bread? There are some grayish-green patches on it. I think it is spoiled. Let's find the reason behind the spoiled bread. When we observe these patches under microscope, it looks like this. This is the picture of rhizopus, which is one type of fungus. The rhizopus consists of the ball-like structure called sporangium, which contains hundreds of tiny spores. The spores are nothing but asexually reproducing bodies, which are covered by hard protective coat to withstand unfavorable conditions such as high temperature, low humidity, etc. Under favorable conditions, the spores germinate and develop into new rhizopus. This type of reproduction through spores is called spore formation. It is also found in ferns and mosses. Another type of asexual reproduction is budding. In this picture, you can see the small bulb-like projections coming out from the yeast cell, which is a bud. The bud gradually grows and then gets detached from the parent cell and forms a new yeast cell. The new yeast cell grows, matures and produces more yeast cells. Sometimes another bud arises from the same bud, forming a chain of buds. So, this process of reproduction through bud formation is known as budding. So, in this module, we have learnt about difference between sexual and asexual reproduction. What asexual reproduction is? Types of asexual reproduction such as vegetative reproduction, budding, fragmentation and spore formation. In our next class, we will read about sexual reproduction. So students, this is all for today. Thank you.